Good Morning Liberty.
Well, what is going on, all of our liberty-loving friends? This is another fantastic episode of Good Morning Liberty. My name is Nate Thurston. I'm sitting across from the one, the only Mr. Charles Chuck Thompson. How's it going this fine Tuesday morning, Chuck?
It's a fine Tuesday morning, isn't it?
Fine Tuesday morning.
Line them up.
Oh, there's a debate tonight, man, between Kamala Harris.
How's that winning horse of mine doing anyway?
Dead.
All
right. You got to transition into a little bit of Shawshank Redemption, I guess. That's the way to do it. There's a debate tonight between presidential hopefuls Kamala Harris and Donald J. Trump at 8 p.m. Central Time on ABC. And I think I'll go ahead and do a watch party with the folks here in the Fed Haters Club. And I got to tell you, I don't like debates. I think this one's going to be a massive train wreck. A lot of people saying there's going to be lies coming from either side, and that's true. Mm-hmm. They're both true about that when they're speaking.
Like the train wreck in Ohio?
Just like that one. Yeah. And this one ain't getting cleaned up either. It's just going to keep getting worse.
Was that Palestine? You know? Palestine, Ohio?
Yeah, East Palestine. Yeah. Not the West. The West one's looking even worse now. So, we got this debate. We're going to watch this tonight. I think it's a pretty important debate, actually. We had one really important debate already this year because it literally knocked someone out of running for the presidency. And this one's pretty important, too, because a lot of people don't really know what Kamala Harris is all about. I reckon we probably still won't know a lot about what Kamala Harris is all about. I know that Tulsi has supposedly been in there trying to help Trump get ready for this. And, Tulsi had that amazing 2-minute clip where she destroyed Kamala Harris, should have destroyed Kamala Harris's career, but that's not how politics works, unfortunately. And I think she's been helping Trump a little bit with that. You also have to remember that Kamala's well aware that Tulsi has been helping Trump with this, and she's probably going to have some type of response ready to go. I think she kind of wasn't ready for Tulsi that last time. So I think when Trump tries this line again, she's going to have some kind of a perfectly crafted and focused grouped.
She's practicing it right now.
She is doing it
She's
right
in
now.
The mirror.
Yeah. And they've got someone, apparently they've got someone like dressed up as Trump, doing Trump impression, doing faux debates against Kamala. And so she's trying to get ready for this. And Trump, from what I understand, is sort of just going to wing it. So we'll see. I don't think it's going to be as easy as the last time. Biden is senile. He's dementia.
You think they're going to talk about golf in this one?
No, probably not. Probably not going to happen. It was really easy for Trump last time because all he had to do was not be Joe Biden. And Joe Biden just slowly died on TV in front of all of our eyes.
That guy's still the president right now, by the way.
Still the president. And I'm sure they'll bring that up. I'm sure he'll ask, how long have you known that Biden wasn't capable of running for re-election again? And should he be the president right now? Why haven't you used the 25th Amendment? All that kind of stuff. And then there is one line that I hope he doesn't go with, but I know he's going to because everyone wants him to do it. They're going to do this thing where, well, you've been in office now for 3.5 years. Why haven't you done any of these things? Why aren't you doing them right now? And I get that that's like a cool thing for people to say, and it sounds like a gotcha. I don't understand that gotcha. Everyone knows that the vice president doesn't have any authority to do anything. I think they run NASA.
Except for what the president gives them authority to do.
Yeah, I mean, that's it.
It's like the border.
But you can't the vice president can't just sign an executive order and do something.
They can make deals in Eastern Europe.
They can do stuff. I get it. I get they can do
make
stuff.
Deals with gas companies through their children.
Yeah.
Things like that.
They can do things. They can. Apparently.
Yeah.
They can do that. They can also apparently lie us into wars in Iraq. Stuff like that. And so, sure, they have the ability to work behind the scenes, but it's not exactly like she's the president currently and she can just enact whatever policy she wants to enact with a pen and a phone or anything. And I reckon that would be her response. Like, look up the duties of the vice president. It is essentially to stay alive so you can take over when the president dies. And that's about it. I think, At one point in time, they like run NASA. I think that's possibly still the thing. They preside, they're the president of the Senate, so they can cast a tie-breaking vote like Kamala did for the Inflation Reduction Act, I believe. And like that's about it, unless the president specifically delegates you the authority, to be the borders are.
Mm-hmm.
Which didn't happen in this scenario, so there's no reason to bring it up.
Look at this just beautiful in the live chat here. Just a wonderful meme of Kamala Harris.
Is it good?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. Oh, that's a good looking meme. Yeah. I like that.
It's great.
That's a good looking meme.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see here. I was trying to stream us like into Rumble, and I can't figure out how to do it. Hold on a second. Everyone wait one. We're gonna get it working sometime. I know we're going to. Okay. It just says that we're muted though, is the issue. Okay. All right. I think I might have figured this out now. Okay. Now we're officially streaming into Rumble. We're not going to chat with anyone. We're not talking to a single SOB that comes into that Rumble thing whatsoever.
There's only one way to chat with us.
That's it. How is that, Charlie?
Fed Haters Club. Join gmail.com.
What do you mean? What's that? What's the Fed Haters Club?
It's a place where the brightest minds...
The magic happens?
The brightest minds in the liberty movement all gather together to chat and chat with us.
That is exactly what it is. Yeah. Thank you.
And there's lots of magic going on.
A lot of magic happening in the Fed Haters Club.
I can't see it because it's magic.
Yeah. Well, clearly you wouldn't be able to. All right. I wanted to talk. We mentioned this yesterday. It was actually Dumb Bleep number 1 for our Dumb Bleep of the weekend that we did. But I wanted to mention this again, that Tyreek Hill situation. We mentioned yesterday that we didn't have the body cam footage yet. And so we didn't know exactly what happened, And now we know a little bit more of what happened. And I'll admit to you, and maybe Charlie will too, because we like to tell the truth. Yesterday we said we have no clue what happened. The officers could have been in the wrong. Tyreek Hill could have been in the wrong.
They both could have been in the wrong.
They both could have done something wrong. And oftentimes that's the case. That does happen sometimes. There's a video that's 3 minutes and 35 seconds long that's going around the internets. And Charlie and I watched that when we first came in here today. And when both of us saw this, we said, wow, that officer is a real D-bag and definitely overreacted. Should have given him more time.
Well, we just said he seemed a little aggressive.
Seemed aggressive.
Yeah.
Seemed aggressive for sure.
What actually happened?
Well, I'm going to play the beginning of that video. Now, our initial reaction it doesn't mean that it's entirely wrong. We still think the officers were overly aggressive in this instance. We do, but there's a reason there's a 3 minute, 35 second video going around that starts at a very specific point. And where it starts is a point where you don't get very much context as to why the officer was already so upset at the beginning of this video. But we'll play the video that's going around. And, well, first off, I'll tell you the statement from the Miami Dolphins.
Official.
The official statement. We are saddened by the overly aggressive and violent conduct directed towards Tyreek Hill and these other people by police officers before yesterday's game. It is both maddening and heartbreaking to watch the very people we trust to protect our community use such unnecessary force and hostility towards these players. Yet it is also a reminder that not every situation like this ends in peace, as we are grateful this one did. Quote, what if I wasn't Tyreek Hill is a question that will carry with resounding impact. The answer to that could be that something bad happened. The answer to that could be that you would have got arrested and taken to jail and would have had to post bond or something like that if you weren't Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
That's a potential answer to that question.
I mean, they took Scotty Scheffler to jail.
We are proud to have a strong and positive relationship with the Miami-Dade Police Department and other law enforcement. Sorry, I went into my MLK
you did.
thing there for a minute. Sorry. Miami-Dade Police Department and other law enforcement agencies, and recognize that the vast majority of officers do serve the community with the utmost character and desire to protect all citizens. However, as is on full display in the videos released tonight, there are some officers who mistake their responsibility and commitment to serve with misguided power. While we commend MDPD, which is Miami-Dade PD, for taking the right and necessary action to quickly release this footage, we also urge them to take equally swift and strong action against the officers who engaged in such despicable behavior. We will stand beside Tyreek and our players as they work to use their platform in this situation to make a positive impact in our community. All right. That's enough of that. Enough of that. So let's play a little bit of the video, and we'll see what you think. First off, I'm going to play the video, the most popular video that's going around right meow.
Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Like what? Why do you have it up? Hey, keep your window down. Hey, keep your window down. Keep your window down. I'm gonna get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car. Give me that. Get out of the car. Give me that. We'll break that freaking window. Get out of the car. Get out of the car right now. We're not playing this game. Get out. 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 What part of law don't you understand? Hey, Drew. Hey, Drew. I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting arrested.
All right. Initial reaction, Charlie.
Yeah, I mean, I think the way they pulled him out of the car was a little aggressive. And, when you watch this, you're like, oh, they didn't really give him much time to...
Yeah, that was my first, my initial thing. They say, put your window down or I'm going to have to get you out of the car. And so let's speak on behalf of the police officers for a second. Why is it important for a window to be down? Which, by the way, I looked it up, and apparently there's no specific law in Florida saying that you have to roll your window all the way down or anything like that.
Yeah.
You do have to roll your window down to talk to a police officer that's next to your car.
Yeah.
All right.
It just has to be cracked.
Yeah, you don't have to roll it all the way down.
Nope.
And so it's important to them, just so you know, and this is a libertarian podcast, and we get all of the abuses that come, we understand all the abuses that come from police. We do, because that is the enforcement arm of the state. They're enforcing a lot of unjust laws that shouldn't exist, In this case, from the other video that I've seen, it looks like he was speeding potentially in a construction zone. We don't know for sure. There were traffic cones around, construction cones around that the bike officers, whatever they're called.
But that could just be set up for the game.
They could just, doesn't mean it was construction zone. He was going much faster than the other cars around him. And when the cop turned around to go pull him over, they had to go real fast. And it took him what would be a block or so, a couple blocks to actually catch back up with him. And he's in a McLaren. It's probably going over the speed limit, but I don't know exactly how fast he was going, and I don't know the speed limit of the area that he was in. Okay. When they say, roll your window down or we're going to have to take you out of the car, or you're going to have to get out of the car, I felt like it was a little too quick from the time the police officer said that to the time that the other police officer comes in there, Leroy Jenkins, and comes in there and is like, as a matter of fact, you're getting out, opens his door and starts pulling him out of the car. That seemed to be a little quick. Let's watch one more time how quick that happens.
As a matter of fact, get out of the car. Hey, keep your window down. Keep your window down. I'm going to get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car. Give me that.
It's hard to hear, but Tyreek Hill says, don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, so we'll play the other video here in a sec. We will notice here in a second that there's been an issue since they walked up to the car, which is that Tyreek doesn't want his window down at all. In fact, when they walked up, he still had it all the way up, and he rolled it down to talk to say things to them, and then rolled it all the way back up. And then when he knocked on the window and he rolls it, he cracks it to say, don't tell me what to do. Now, that's a little different from what I heard him saying in the press conference the other day when he's all respect for police officers and his mama didn't, teach him to talk back to people and all that. We'll see. We'll watch that video. So you really, in this video that's going around, you don't get any context as to why the officers are so annoyed right now. All right.
Which, by the way, being annoying is not a crime.
No. And
you can tell officers to don't tell me what to do. You sure can.
You can.
But then also, officers have a legal right to pull you from a vehicle.
Yeah.
So, choose your hard.
Yeah. And
is it hard to be respectful when you're upset? Sure is.
Mm-hmm.
Is it hard to be pulled out of a car and handcuffed? Yeah. Either situation, but you get to choose your hard.
You do.
And I tell you what, the other thing I want to point out is that none of these officers, not a single one of them, are white.
Maybe you don't think that guy right there is white?
They're all.
You think they're all Hispanic?
They're all brown.
Okay.
So this isn't this doesn't seem, although can brown people be racist
it's like a
against
Bloods kind of thing going on?
Can brown people be racist against black people?
Well, I think that's part of white supremacy. Remember that video we played from a while back where the lady was saying that the cop who was clearly Hispanic of some sort was being, white supremacy. I can't remember what it was.
By the way, we have another dumb bleep that, speaking of racism, did you see that Matt Walsh was able to get D'Angelo to pay reparations?
Yeah. That's good. That's pretty good. To his producer.
His producer awesome. And I am a race. Anyway.
It's important, by the way, for officers. I forgot what I was saying earlier. It's important for officers for someone to roll their window down, especially when the windows are tinted, because you never know when you walk up to a car whether or not someone's just going to lay into you with a gun or something like that. Like you have no idea. They could just start shooting as soon as you walk up there. And so that's one reason they don't like people that have tinted windows. They also just like to be able to see in your car, see what you're doing. Are you trying to stash drugs or whatever? So in the drug war,
are you wearing a seatbelt?
Are you wearing a seatbelt? That thing too, which you should be able to drive without a seatbelt on. You should be able to have drugs on you. So that's where, we have disagreements. But also you want to make sure that they're not just sitting there with a gun ready to take you out as soon as you walk up next to the car. Okay? That's important. It is kind of an officer safety issue, even though we have a lot of disagreement with the laws.
All right, let's see the other video that's not edited.
Let's go to that. Now, first off, I do think there was a time here later where they take him out, they put him on the ground. It's not exactly that point where they're being forceful. There was a weird point where he's standing over here, and I guess they want him to sit down on the curb. And I don't remember if he was refusing to do so or if they just came down and took out his knees and pulled him down.
Hold on, bro. I just had surgery on my knee. bro. I just had surgery on my knee, bro. I just had surgery in your ears when we go there with your window down. Chill, bro. Hey, don't do, bro. Back up. Hey, call Drew. Hey, call Drew. Call Drew, bro. Call Drew.
Drew, I think Drew's his agent.
Hey, call Drew, bro. Just call Drew.
Now, this guy also comes in and does something that you are absolutely not supposed to do. And we can say that cops shouldn't freak out about this or this, but everyone's supposed to know that you do not pull up next to somewhere and get out of your car and start walking towards the police when they've got someone pulled over. Just like when cops pull you over, you do not get out of the car and start walking towards the cop car. Everyone's supposed
unless they tell you to.
Unless they tell you to do so. Yeah. Like they're going to freak out about it. That's kind of something that everyone should know. And this other guy, I hate saying this stuff as a libertarian, but the cops telling him to move his car because he just pulled over on the side of the road in traffic in a lane that could be in use by other cars by that time, and is saying like, hey, get back in your car and move your car. And he's just ignoring. Okay. So
hey, listen.
Hey, listen. Hey, man, they got Tyreek. The cops over here beating on him, man.
They're beating on him. They're beating on him.
Don't park there, man. Just get in the car.
Hey, Drew, you gotta come, man.
Just get in the car.
Straight up the side, on the side of the
Hey, get in the car. You're parked in the middle of the street.
I'm in the car. You gotta go before you get a ticket.
Hey, I'm in the car.
Who's the driver? This is my car. All right, move. I'll take that. You gotta move right now. Let me have your license. You're gonna take it too. I'm coming. Let me have your license. You're gonna take it. Let me have your license. I'm leaving. I'm not playing. Let me have your license. Your license right now. What's going on? Your license right now. You're not gonna give me your license. You're not gonna give me.
So first they're telling him to leave, and he won't leave, and then they say, "Well, you won't leave. Give me your license.
Oh, you'll get a ticket too."
And then he's like, "Oh, no, I'm leaving. I was like, "No, now we moved into the next phase of this operation, okay? Yeah. I've now asked for your license, and as a police officer, it's important for me to know that you have to listen to me when I tell you to do things." Everyone be aware that that's the point of this little situation that's happening.
Yeah.
And so some of the critique on this, I think, is truthful, that cops do like to make sure people know that they're in charge and that you have to listen to them. And then when they tell you an order, you got to do that thing. And I think they walk around kind of upset because a lot of people doing bad things that they would probably just like to beat the crap out of all the time, they don't get to. And so I think when they get the opportunity to tell someone what to do and that person doesn't listen, well, it's like they see a little opportunity at that point. Before we go on to the fuller video, the earlier things that happened, Matt Walsh says 100% the fault of Tyreek Hill. He was pulled over for speeding. Instead of just cooperating like a normal person, he acted like a belligerent a-hole and then rolled up his tinted windows while the cop was talking to him. So we'll see that in the video here coming up. Let's see. Another person says Tyreek Hill body camera footage isn't great for him. Immediately argues. Ignores lawful orders. I get that. Okay. Let's see. This person says that the body cam footage has been released and it's about as disgusting as you would expect. So let's watch what happens earlier in the situation, because I felt like a lot of libertarians or, some people would feel like when I first saw the video, I was like, all right, you got to give him a second to get out of the car. You don't say, hey, roll down your window or I'm going to have to get you out of the car, and then wait half a second and say, actually, I'm just going to get you out of the car and then rip the person out of there.
Right.
That's a little crazy. You're not really de-escalating very well. But listen to Tyreek Hill when the officer first goes up to the car. Actually, what's even better is listen to Tyreek Hill as he explained yesterday that he had no idea what was going on.
Protect us as individuals, and I have a platform and I want to be able to team up with you guys. So that's all I got to say. So,
Tyreek, why do you believe the police put you in handcuffs?
I have no idea, for real. No idea. No idea, man. It's crazy. No idea. It wasn't disrespectful, because my mom didn't raise me that way. Didn't cuss. Didn't do none of that. So, like I said, I'm still trying to figure it out, man.
He didn't?
I guess the police officer was put on.
You know when someone's lying, they just keep repeating. No idea. no idea, man.
No idea.
He's trying to think of what to say. That's why he's stalling. No idea, man. No idea.
He wasn't disrespectful. Mm-hmm. All right.
Didn't cuss?
Right now at this point in the video, his window's down. Keep that in mind. Right now his window's down.
He rolls it up.
As the cop walks up to the window, he rolls it all the way up. So that's number one problem that's happening right now. Okay.
Now, is this the original? This is the
first,
not edited?
Yeah, this is the first interaction, the original interaction. So he rolls up the window. He walks up to the window. And he knocks.
A light tap. Just a little.
Hey, I pulled you over, and as you saw me walking up here, you rolled your tinted windows all the way up, and I can't see you. I can't talk to you. I can't see if you're currently loading your gun right now at all. Please, polite sir, could we speak? So roll your window down, okay?
Hey, don't knock on my window like that, man. Why
don't you have your seatbelt on?
Don't knock on my window.
Why don't you have your seatbelt on?
Don't knock on my window like that, though.
Like what?
Don't knock on my window like that.
Why you have it up?
Don't knock on my window like that.
Why you have it up? I have to knock to let you know I'm here. That way you can lower it and talk to
Just
you.
get my ticket, bro, so I can go. I'm finna be late, gang. Do what you gotta do.
So just give me my ticket so I can go. Do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Not typically how how it works. I don't know if you've done this, but I've probably spent 30, 40 minutes with a cop who was doing Lord knows what in his cop car back there behind me, napping for all I know, while they're running your plates and running your license and all that kind of stuff, and like it takes time unless you're Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
What if you're Tyreek Hill? Well, in that case, they just need to give you your ticket and let you go on.
Yeah.
Because you got plenty of money to pay for it. That's fine.
Also, how quick could this interaction have been? Because they would have known this is Tyreek Hill. He was speeding.
Yeah.
If he would have been nice and respectful, be like, oh man,
here's my license.
I was speeding. Here's my license. I'm about to be late for the game. I'm so sorry. I understand.
Like you're the one.
I shouldn't have been speeding.
To borrow from the guy we were watching earlier, like you're the guy that's in the McLaren speeding clearly, and you're mad when you roll down the window. Yeah. You're mad at them. Yeah. Okay? We could disagree. Maybe the speed limit's wrong. Maybe we should go talk to our local city council and talk to them about getting that speed limit raised back up, man. That's
Maybe
crazy.
there should be a players-only lane.
Players only.
Going into the stadium. Yeah. You know what I mean?
McLaren's only lane. That's what we need. Yeah. Okay?
Let's get a tunnel underneath, to the stadium.
Keep it down.
So now he rolls the window back up.
All the way back up.
All the way.
Mm-hmm. And what happened? He knocks on the window again. And what's the first thing Tyreek Hill says when he rolls it back down?
Keep your window down.
Puts a seatbelt on, by the way, because he wasn't wearing it.
Yes, and why he wasn't wearing the seatbelt.
He can't see me. Put the seatbelt on real quick.
That's good.
Hey, keep your window down. Keep your window down.
Don't tell me what to do.
Mm-hmm.
This is the guy that wasn't disrespectful.
I
mean, I haven't heard him curse yet, so he's telling the truth on that. He has no idea why they pulled him out of the car.
He curses. We heard it in the other one.
Yeah. No idea why they pulled him out of the car at all.
Mm-mm.
Just no way of knowing. Now, did they do that kind of forcefully? Did they maybe need to give him another second? But I think acting like there's no reason for this cop to be mad at this point and to think that there's a guy who's just completely, I hate saying, once again, libertarian, I'm about to say disobeying orders. I almost threw up just then as I said it. Okay. But yeah, I see why the guy's upset. That makes total sense. There's no reason to get up there in front of people and say you got no idea why he's upset. You just got no idea.
Just can't fathom.
You rolled your window up as he was walking up to the car, and he politely knocked on your window and asked you to so you could roll it down so he could speak to you. And all he would say is, "Don't knock on my window like that. Don't knock on my window like that." Wouldn't respond to anything the cop was saying. "Don't knock on my window like that. Don't knock on my window like that." That's it. And the cop's like, "Well, I need to talk to you.
Yeah,
your window's all the way up. How am I going to talk to you if your window's up? Clearly, we have to interact with one another right now. And you know that, okay?" And that's all he would say is, "Don't knock on my..." Then he rolls it all the way, said, "Give me a ticket so I can be on my way." Rolls his window back up. When he rolls it back down, he says, "Don't tell me what to do." Now, this sounds completely different from what I've seen all over the internets. And I'm still, like I said, should cops be better at de-escalating situations? Sure they should. Should they rise above whatever situation they're in and whatever belligerent person they're dealing with and always try to be the better person in that scenario, and just act level-headed and reasonable at all times? They should. They're also human beings.
Yeah.
Okay. They're also humans.
It turns into an ego battle.
Yeah.
You know? Tyreek has an ego, obviously, because he's one of the best players in the NFL, makes hundreds of millions of dollars. And then the cop has a little bit of power, so he's got some ego.
Mm-hmm.
And you got two guys being like, "Don't talk to me like that." And the one who has the legal use of force is like, "Okay, well, I'll show you because I have the law protecting my legal use of force. I'm the bigger man here."
Yeah.
I'm swinging a little bit bigger in the locker room, if you know what I mean.
I think what's
and that ends up what happens in these types of situations. And I do think that the onus should probably be a little bit more on the officer to be professional, to not let their emotions get the best of them in these types of situations, to be trained to try to handle these and, make Make more subtle threats like, hey, man, look, I know who you are. I know where you're going. You were speeding. We could get this done the easy way or the hard way.
Yeah.
You know?
They seem to jump. They still seem to come in a little bit too early with the whole ripping the door open and ripping him out of the car and all that. You know, I still think this moment right here, there should have been more time given.
As a matter of fact, get out of the car. Give me your ass, get out of the car. Keep your window down. Keep your window down. I'm going to get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car.
Now, you could have said something else there that we can't hear, potentially, which is why he was like, matter of fact, get out of the car.
Keep that window down or I'm going to have to get you out of the car. And then, as a matter of fact, get out of the car. It's kind of what it seemed like to me. Like he took a breath and then said, as a matter of fact, get out of the car. Like just a little bit more time there. That's where I saw the biggest problem. And then when the guy forced them to sit down on the ground, maybe they were telling him to sit down. He's like, oh, I just had surgery on my knee. I don't know, man. It didn't look like he just had surgery on his knee when he was out there beating the hell out of everyone on the football field. Seems like he was doing just fine. But apparently when he was dealing with the police officers, it was way too hard for him to sit down on the curb when they asked him to sit down on the curb. He just couldn't do it. His knee was messed up.
Yeah.
And then, you know, when he was getting paid millions of dollars, he goes out there on the field and he does just fine. And so I think there is this idea that you're supposed to be that all these interactions should be negative, that somehow they're oppressing you and that somehow they just did this because he's black. And that whole thing is really annoying me right now. If anything, they probably did it because he was in a McLaren, and I think they probably picked out someone that could pay whatever fine they were about to give him. And he was probably going way faster than everyone else, and then was clearly being a dick from the moment he rolled down his window, was being a dick to them.
Yeah, wasn't being respectful.
And it is a safety issue. If you're someone who believes that we will have police officers, even in our private police officer libertarian utopia, they will want you to have your windows down so they make sure you're not sitting there with a gun against the window waiting to shoot them as soon as they walk up.
And to be clear, it's not illegal to be disrespectful to cops.
No.
You don't have to talk to them respectfully. But then also they have the ability to use power that you probably don't want them to use.
There's just
currently.
It's so,
now, does that mean that we are in agreement with all the power that police have? No, of course not. I think the police should have way less power than they do. However, they currently have it. And so you're in that situation. You gotta play the course, man.
Yeah.
You gotta play the course. Be smart. Be smart. You're super rich. You be really smart. This could have gone over so easy. Be like, hey man, I'm so sorry. You got kids? I'll autograph some gloves for them. Whatever.
And
like, and take accountability. Like, man, I was speeding. I know it.
That's the annoying part about the press conference. Like, you know what happened. You know, like you were there. And he was respectful when talking about the police officers, probably because he knows he was overall in the wrong in the situation.
Yeah.
And he knew the body cam footage was going to come out. But still saying like, oh, I wasn't being disrespectful. You were only disrespectful the entire time. You were never respectful whatsoever. Maybe, I don't know these guys. Maybe they deserve respect. Maybe they don't. I'm not sure. But you don't work your way into this situation by being a complete dick the entire time. And then you're the victim afterwards. And that's what's annoying to me. There's no reason for him to come out here and be the victim afterwards, or for Stephen A. Smith to be out here talking about how he's the victim, or for this other show here on some channel that no one watches, like Fox Sports or whatever it is, that's no one's watching. This guy who I think played for the Eagles, like anyone cares about that, what he thinks at all whatsoever in the world. It's not like he's a Cowboys player or anything. Like no one cares what this guy has to say. And of course, this is just because he was black. And I don't have the video on screen, so it's a little bit less funny when I'm talking about him. But that whole thing is annoying. And turn this into some civil rights issue when there's clear video evidence of him being a complete dick the whole time. You shouldn't teach people that you should be able to act this way to others. And then when they respond accordingly, you still get to be the victim because they responded to your actions.
Amen. And
that's where I am right now. All right, everyone. Charlie's got to go, and I got to go too. Thanks so much for hanging out today. This is Good Morning Liberty. We forgot to tell you at the beginning. This whole time, you're like, who is this that I'm listening to? I have no clue who these people are at all. Good Morning Liberty. We talk about life, liberty, and the pursuit of meaning every single day of the week when we want to. So smash the follow, the subscribe, do all of those things. And if you do all of that, we're going to do a debate watch party tonight. We're going to do a debate watch party tonight with the Fed Haters Club. joingml.com. And it could be fun. It's probably going to be really tough to watch. I feel uncomfortable just thinking about it right now, but I'll do it. I'll do it for my country. That's what I'm going to do. All right. Do all the things I just told you to do earlier. If you do all those, we'll be back again tomorrow. Until then, have a good day and a good morning, Liberty.